Previous video I showed you guys installing Kibana, Plazo, and Elasticsearch all kind of manually. So I want to introduce you guys now to the script I created, which automates this for you in a pretty nice fashion. So the first thing we need to do is see what your IP address is. So once you take a note of that, you download the script, maybe chmod it so it's executable. And I recommend being in your home directory. That's kind of how I wrote the script to be. And then you just run the command Kibana Elasticsearch, or whatever I call it at that point. So now it says, okay, give me the name of your IP address. Give me the IP address that you're going to be using for your Kibana and Elasticsearch. So you just type that in, and you have to give it your password for sudo, and then it's going to run off and start to download a bunch of things. So I'm not going to, show this to you guys because it's kind of pointless to just show you guys a screen just downloading stuff. So I'm just going to pause it here for a second. Okay, so here I just wanted to unpause to show you guys that I'm downloading the Elasticsearch Debian file. Now, if you wanted to actually, you could output all of this to a file, or you could even tee it to a file, and you can also redirect your standard error or standard out. This way then, in case there's any issues, you can actually go back to the file and kind of scroll up and see what's going on. I also want to point out, I don't have it written in the script to set up Elasticsearch running by default when you restart your machine and boot up, but it does say how to do that here. To do the sudo update rcd and everything like that. But I also have that in the how-to guide as well, but you can just point out that it's there as well. So now I'm actually installing Kibana, and I'm installing the Oracle Java JDK installer, and I actually need to add an apt repository to get this one working. So you see here, this is where it's saying, hey, press enter to continue. So there is some user interaction required. So I'm just going to let that go. I actually want to show you guys the code really quickly as well, so you guys can see what's happening here. So, basically I have everything as functions and downloading the base packages, and of course, obviously, if you already have some of these, you can always remove whichever ones you want. And then you see here, function install Elasticsearch, and so I'm, basically I decided to do the Debian instead of the tar. And then depackage, and then I'm actually going ahead and changing the network bind host to the IP that you provided up here, and also adding the option to disable the dynamic scripting as well. It's just a security feature. And then you can see down here Kibana as well, and again this is me adding the apt repository and then downloading, and then again I'm actually adding the IP address again that you provided into the Elasticsearch config.js. This way then you don't have to. So, and then I'm actually copying it to the default main web page for Apache, so which is var www.html. And also in the how-to guide, the actual document, I actually also have how to add a username and password to your Kibana. This way then not anyone can just go to it and start searching. And of course you could add SSL encryption if you wanted to as well. Here we have Plazo, basically again adding another apt repository, updating, and then actually adding also the Elasticsearch that you need to basically then you can take your psort and then hit the output file to Elasticsearch. So this way then it's going to go into your Elasticsearch. And then I also grab the dashboard that Kristen actually made available, and I put it in to the directory as needed, and off I go. So let's see where we are here. Oh. Of course, you got to do some accepting, so I'm going to pause it here for now. I don't think you guys need to see this. Okay, so once everything's done, and hopefully nothing is completely errored out on you, you should then get the okay done. Do you want to start things up? And you can click yes or no. If you click yes, then it'll basically start the web server, and it also restart the Elasticsearch server. So now if we're lucky, if we bring up a, well, maybe make it a bit smaller so you can actually see it. So sorry, it's going to be a bit tiny. But if I go to the website, I see I have Kibana, and if I actually quickly go to the Plazo JSON dashboard, you see here now if I actually just use psort to import some data. So if you do psort pi, and then you want to show the output, and if you want to list all the output options, you see now you have Elastic here. So now what you can do is actually then use psort pi-o elastic and then the dump files that you've created, and then now you can then look at those in your Kibana instance. So that is the script that I created, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Cheers.